Om Shanti. Avyakt BaapDada. Today's date 25th 1 1970, 25th of January 1970. Essence is the method to make a memorial permanent. Baba says today's Murli essence is the method to make a memorial permanent. For that, Baba says the Avyakt stage is the main subject. You have to pass in the subject of remaining Avyakt while performing actions. In the corporeal world, Baba says you have to pass in the subject of remaining Avyakt while performing actions in the corporeal world. You have to keep the line of your intellect clear. When the way is clear, you can run quickly and reach your destination. When there is any obstruction in the line of effort, then with the method of making the line clear and removing that obstruction, you have to reach the Avyakt stage. When you come to Madhuban, each of you must give everyone one special virtue or another. This is the memorial. The other is a non-living memorial. To remind them of your virtues is a living memorial, which they remember at the time. Whenever you go anywhere, always have the aim that your memorial should remain there for all time. If you have filled yourself with special love here and then go, love will melt even stone into water. So take this gift of spiritual love with you, through which you can gain victory over anything. Do you think there is a lot of time or little time? So now, in a little time, you have to try to reach 100%. You have to use all the courage you have. You have to pay so much attention that even 1 second is not wasted. 1 second of the conference age is so great. You have to use both your time and thoughts in a worthwhile way. The task which cannot be accomplished by the elders can be accomplished by the little ones. That task now still remains. Up to now, it has been fine that you have just been running, but you will now only be able to reach your final aim if you take a jump. To transform many things in 1 second means to take a jump. Do you have this much courage? Whatever you have heard, you definitely have to bring that about in your practical life. You have to become like the one you love. So Baba says, you have to become like the one you love. So to imbibe all the virtues of BaapDada into the self is the responsibility of love. You have to imbibe in yourself the greatness of the Father. This is love. There should not be any weakness in even one speciality. When you have imbibed all the virtues within yourself, you will then become the deities who are full of all virtues in the future. Keep the aim of becoming full of all virtues. Keeping the virtues of the Father in front of yourself, check to what extent you have achieved that. It should not be less than, Baba says, it should not be less by any percentage. There should be the complete percentage. Only then will you be able to come into a close relationship there. Now, you must see only the spirit. You have now become tired from looking at the body a lot. Therefore, now only see the spirit. What did you receive by seeing the body? You only experienced sorrow. Now, if the spirit sees the spirit, it will receive comfort. You are brave, courageous ones, are you not? What is the sign of brave, courageous ones? They do not find it difficult to overcome anything. They do not take a lot of that time either. That time is not used in removing obstacles, etc. of the self, but for the service. Such a soul is called a brave, courageous one. You should use your time for service and not for removing your obstacles. Time has now moved ahead a great deal. Taking that into account, all of those things are the things of childhood. Small children are very sensitive, whereas older children are courageous ones. So, there should not be any childishness, Baba says. So, there should not be any childishness in your effort. You should be that courageous, no matter what the circumstances are or what the atmosphere is like. Not being weak is called being a brave, courageous one. when someone has a physical weakness in the body, he is affected by the weather or the atmosphere, etc. Those who are healthy are not affected. So here too, those who are sensitive are affected by the atmosphere. The atmosphere is not the creator, it is only the creation. Is the creator greater or is the creation the creator? So why is the creator dependent on the creation? So now remember your day of becoming the brave, courageous ones. Do not forget this awareness. Go from here having become such a portrait, Baba saying. Go from here having become such a portrait. A portrait in which people see the Father. You have to reveal to yourself the portrait of perfection. If you have courage, you will definitely receive help. Do you now think that having come here, you have developed speed in whatever you were slack in? You must now, Baba says, you must now not be slack in your effort. In order to claim the full right, you have to make the complete sacrifice. How can a sacrificial fire that is created be completely successful? Baba is asking, how can a sacrificial fire that is created be completely successful? It is only when an offering is sacrificed in it. If there is something lacking in the offering, the sacrificial fire will not be successful. Here too, each of you has to check whether you have put the offering into the fire. If the offering is lacking even slightly, the sacrificial fire will not be completely successful. There is an account of receiving as much as you give. Dharamraj is also there keeping the accounts. He cannot miss out any accounts. Baba says he cannot miss any accounts. Therefore, whatever you give as an offering, give it completely and receive the return in full. If you do not give something fully, you will not be able to receive anything fully. You can only receive as much as you give. If you know through what you can attain success, Baba is saying, if you know through what you can attain success and in spite of that you do not use it successfully, what would happen? There would be a weakness remaining. So always pay attention that nothing still remains. Nothing should remain in your thoughts, words, or deeds. When it is the last day for the completion of any task, you check everywhere to see if anything is left behind. In the same way, it is now the time for completion. If there is weakness remaining, that would continue. Then the sacrifice would not be accepted. It would not then be called the complete offering. Therefore, you have to pay this much attention. The time for having weakness has now passed. The time is now going very fast. What will happen if the time goes very fast and you remain slow? You will be able to reach your destination. Baba is asking, will you be able to reach your destination? Then instead of reaching the destination of the golden age, you will reach the silver age. Just as the time is going fast, so you have to make yourself run fast, as fast. Run just as fast. In a physical way, when you have to catch a train, you have to consider the time, otherwise, you will be left behind. The time is passing by anyway. Time is not going to wait for anyone. The days for moving very slowly has now passed. The days of running have even passed. Now there are the days of taking a jump. When you feel a weakness in anything, to transform that in a second means to take a jump. It may seem that hard to take a jump, but it is very easy. You just need to have faith and courage. Those who have faith gain victory or cycle ego, and that is already accomplished. You have to make yourself strong to this extent. You have to check your thoughts, words, and deeds at every second. It is not difficult for BaapDada to see this. There is no need to take the physical support of anything in order to see this. Baba can see from anywhere. Definitely new ones have greater enthusiasm than the older ones for doing something. There are some such fast, intense students, Baba is saying. There are some such fast, intense students. The new ones can perform wonders because they are able to see the time very clearly. You have cooperation from the time and also the circumstances. Even the circumstances are now showing you what your effort should be. Once the exams have begun, you will not be able to make any effort. Then the final paper will begin. Consider it to be a great fortune that you have reached here in good time before the final paper. You have been able to sit the paper. Once an exam has begun, the doors are closed. Those who come in the beginning had to be inspired to have disinterest, but nowadays the circumstances themselves inspire you to have disinterest. It will not take long for your land to be prepared. Baba says it will not take long for your land to be prepared. You will just sow a strong seed of the faith and knowledge, and the fruit will be ready. This is such a seed that it can bear fruit very quickly. The seed is very powerful, and it is your duty to sustain it and look after it. The Father is the Almighty Authority, and yet the children do not even have the power to stop their thoughts. The Father changes the world, and yet the children cannot even change themselves. Just think what the Father is and what you are. Father changes the world, and yet the children cannot even change themselves. Just think what the Father is and what you are. Then you will be ashamed of yourself. You have to bring about transformation in your activity. People will not understand so much through your words. When they see your transformation, they themselves will ask you, who made you like you are? When someone shows transformation in himself, people then think him even without wanting to. Baba says when someone shows transformation in himself, people then ask him even without wanting to. What happened to you and how did you bring this transformation? So, seeing your activity, they will be drawn to you. These centers are just a namesake. There is only the one main center for all of you. You have such an unlimited vision, do you not? All of you have a connection with the main center. All souls have a connection and relationship with the main center. When you have a connection with only the one, your stage also remains stable. If the thread of relationship is pulled anywhere else, your stage does not remain stable. So, in order to create a stable stage, even while seeing everything, do not look at anything except the one. Nothing of whatever you see will, Baba says, nothing of whatever you see now will remain. The only imperishable thing that will remain with you is the one Father. Only through the remembrance of one can there be all attainments, whereas through remembrance of all there is no attainment. So, which deal is better? Do you make a deal after having seen something for yourself or on the basis of what someone tells you? You have also been given the understanding that Maya will show you her face for a little while in order to take leave from you for all time. Now, she will come to take leave, not to defeat you. She will come to take leave. If you become afraid, that will be considered a weakness. Then Maya will attack you through that weakness. You now, Baba says, you have now received power, have you not? You have a relationship with the Almighty Authority, and so what is Maya's power in front of his power? Do not forget the intoxication of your being the child of the Almighty Authority. It is only when you forget this that Maya attacks. You must not become unconscious. Those who are clever always remain conscious. Nowadays, bandits make people unconscious with something or other, and so Maya does the same. Those who are clever know in advance what their methods are, and they therefore take precautions in advance. They do not lose consciousness, so therefore always keep the life-giving herb with you. Baba says, so always keep the life-giving herb with you, that is Manmana herb. Each, Baba says, even if you came only a month ago, that too is a lot. Transformation can take place in even 1 second. Do not think that you have only just come, that you are new. The deal here is of just a second. You can claim your birthright in just a second. Therefore, make such intense effort. This is the method that you are given. Have the aim to transform in a second anything that comes in front of you. Out of the whole cycle, this is the time. If not now, then never. Always remember this mantra. The mantra is, if not now, then never. The old nature and old sanskars should change and become godly. There should be no sanskars or habits of the past remaining. Many people will be pleased with your transformation. Always make the effort to see that no one experiences sorrow through your behavior. My behavior, thoughts, words, and every action should be such that they give happiness. This is the system of the Brahmin clan, so that people understand from a distance that you are different from everyone. Your effort is to remain detached and loving. You also have to make others become like that. Keep the aim of becoming that and making each one become like that. To the extent that you become that, accordingly, you will make others become like that. Do you experience alokikta? That is spirituality beyond. Baba is asking, do you experience alokikta? Alokikta is spirituality being beyond this world. In your life, Baba is asking, do you experience alokikta in your life? That is spirituality being beyond this world. Check yourself. Do you consider yourself to be different from people? If you forget to have remembrance, Baba says, if you forget to have remembrance, where does Baba says, if you forget to have remembrance, where does your intellect stay? If you forget everything on one side, the intellect will connect with everything on the other side. You have to check when you come down from the Avyakt stage what corporeal things your intellect goes to. Definitely there is something still remaining. That is why the intellect is pulled towards that. There are also, Baba saying, there are some things which get pulled when pulled. In some cases, to leave something slack is actually to pull it. You have to leave the thread of a kite loose in order to make it fly high. It has been seen that if you are not going to pull something in that way, you have to leave it slack. And by doing so, that thing will automatically be pulled. If you constantly, Baba says, if you constantly remember the methods to remove obstacles, you will never become slack in making effort. It is when you forget the methods that you then also become slack in making effort. How many methods have you been given from every situation? The attainment is so great and the path is so simple, and yet, even after making effort for many births, no one else can attain that. You are attaining all of that in just a few moments of just the one birth. Do you have this much intoxication? You have been shown the method to attain the stage of being ignorant of even the knowledge of desire. Such elevated knowledge, and it is so refined. No one else can keep such an elevated aim of becoming a deity in his or her life. Did you ever think that you are deities? Baba is asking, did you ever think that you are deities? For did you think, and what are you becoming? You are receiving invaluable jewels without asking for them. Do you consider yourselves to be such multi-million times fortunate ones? What are precedents, etc., in front of you? Do you have such elevated vision, and do you remember such elevated self-respect, or do you sometimes forget it? Do you constantly go up and down the hill of remembrance and forgetfulness? Mosquitoes, etc., are born out of dirt, and this is why dirt is removed. In the same way, through your weaknesses, you pick up the insects of Maya. If you don't allow weakness to come, then Maya will not come. Always remember that your relationship is with the Almighty Authority. So then, why should there be weakness? While, Baba says, while being children of the Almighty Authority Father, you are not able to finish the power of Maya. Always remember that your Father is the Almighty Authority. We are the most elevated Sun Dynasty ones. How can Maya attack us? If you remember your father and your clan, Maya cannot do anything to you. You have to become an embodiment of remembrance. Baba is saying you have to become an embodiment of remembrance. For so many births, you stayed in a stage of forgetting, and you still like to forget. For 63 births, you were deceived. Baba says, for 63 births, you were deceived because of forgetting, and now, in this one birth, do you find it difficult to protect yourself from being deceived? If you repeatedly become weak and do not check yourselves, your nature will become weak. You have to check your stage and make yourself strong. You have to finish weakness and take power. Do all of you sitting here consider yourselves to be the Sun Dynasty stars? What is the duty of the Sun Dynasty stars? Can the Sun Dynasty stars be dependent on Maya? Have all of you become conquerors of Maya? Have you become this, or you are still going to become this? Have you imbibed the title of conquerors of Maya? In a couple, one would say that they have become conquerors of Maya, whereas the other would say that they are becoming conquerors of Maya. It is the same study and everyone's teacher is the same, and yet some have already become victorious, whereas others are still becoming that. Why is there this difference? If there are weaknesses even now, then those who have weaknesses will become part of the silver age, whereas the effort makers will become part of the golden age. If you have Baba says, if you have practiced this fully from the beginning, that practice will help you at the end. If your practice is just ordinary, sometimes you have remembrance and sometimes you forget, it is possible that you will still forget at the end. Your stage at the end depends on your sanskars of a long period of time. In a worldly way, when someone sheds his body, if he has a very strong sanskars of eating and drinking or wearing good clothes, those sanskars come in front of him at the end. This is why from now on develop the sanskars of constant awareness. That will help you to become victorious at the end. If students do not study well over a long period of time, they are not able to take the paper very well. Baba says if students do not study well over a long period of time, they are not able to take the paper very well. The practice over a long period of time is needed. This is why the sanskars of forgetting and of being defeated should now be finished. That time has now passed. Because you saw the proof of perfection in the corporeal form, the corporeal form reached perfection. So when will you reach it? The bell of time has already rung. So what will happen if you make effort after the bell has rung? Will you be able to become that? The first whistle has been blown. The second whistle has also been blown. The first whistle is the Baba says the first whistle in the corporeal form was that of the mother. The second was of the corporeal form, that is Brahma Baba, father. The third whistle is soon to be, Baba says the third whistle is still to be blown. The father, Baba says the first two whistles are to make you ready, and the third is to get you on board. Two whistles are for leaving you, letting you know. Baba says two whistles are for letting you know. The third is not for warning you. The third is the one for getting on board. Those who are left behind after the third whistle will be left behind. There is still little time, and so what should you do? If you start to merge your sanskars on the third whistle, you will be left behind. You were told about what your suitcase is and what your bedroll is. You have to close both the bedroll of waste thoughts and the suitcase of many problems. Only when you have packed both and are ready, you will be able to return. If something is still left behind, your intellect's yoga will definitely be drawn towards that. Then you will not be able to get on board. That is, you will not be able to become victorious. So what would you do now? Remove the word sometime. Kab. Imbibe the word now. Ab. I will do it sometime. I will do it slowly. Those who think in this way will remain distant. Such a time has now arrived, and so BaapDada is telling you in advance, so that none of you can then complain. The support of a lot of time still remaining will not remain anymore. If you wait on the basis of time, there will be no attainment. If you change before time, you will receive the fruit of having made your own effort. Those who do something will receive the reward for it. If you do something according to the time, that is the wonder of the time. You have to make your own effort. Your children have love for the father, and so the sign of love is to become complete. You are moving along anyway, but you must also check your speed. You must now keep the aim of perfection. Only then will you go into the perfect kingdom. If any weakness remains, you will not be able to claim the perfect kingdom. The more subjects you create, the closer you will come. Baba says the more subjects you create, the closer you will come. Those who are distant will only be seen as distant, whereas those who are close will be with you in every task. Are the Shaktis number one or are the Pandavas? To make others move forward is to make the self move forward. Those who make others move forward will, of course, be glorified. You need to check in between, continue to check before and after you perform any action. Before you begin a task, check yourself to see if you are starting the task with that stage. Also continue to check in between for how long you were able to remain in stay in remembrance. Baba says also continue to check in between for how long you were able to stay in remembrance. By checking yourself before you start any task, the task will be successful and your stage will remain stable. If you just check your chart at night, the day will have gone by just like that. However, you need to check at every hour for every task. Once you have developed that practice, the practice becomes eternal. By your maintaining courage, everything becomes easy. If you think it is difficult, you will feel it to be difficult. When you when will you make your effort intense? Baba is asking, when will you make your effort intense? There is not that time now. You have to create your fortune for the entire cycle at this time. You have to progress by paying attention in this way. The time for creating your fortune for the entire cycle is now. Only when you consider this time to be invaluable and use it accordingly, you will become perfect. You have to earn an income of multi-millions in 1 second. If you lose 1 second, it means you have lost an income of multi-millions. If you pay that much attention, you will be able to become victorious. You must not waste even a second. Even 1 second of the conference age is very important. You can change from one thing into another in just 1 second. You have to keep this calculation. Acha Om Shanti.